Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Let's look at creation of a full project. So full project also helps in some additional functionality. So session 5, the full project. So what additional functionality we can able to get it in full project. One of the main feature is you can have multiple events or container of projects. You can call this name container of projects or multiple events, and it will also helps in following company's workflow. That means, for example, you have an about flow that you have to complete certain tasks before you start some tasks. So for example, before certain tasks, example before you send the event, to the suppliers, they want to check whether we will be using RFP or action. This is discussed internally with the team members consisting of senior sourcing people. And business decision makers. They are going to discuss and what is that they need to follow. If you're having such workflows, that can be followed by a full project, and you can also send certain tasks to the approvers. That means before you submit for an approver, they have to approve. Then you can proceed with the creation of the purchase order or next process and all. So all this is possible via full project. Let's look at the full project in detail. I'll go to screen. Same thing. So you can create full project from the sourcing request once it is approved, or quick project. Also, you can create or you can directly create a sourcing project starting from the user interface. By clicking on create and sourcing project, or on the left hand side, click on more and then select sourcing project. Under create section, click on more, then select sourcing project. This will be interview question also. How many ways you can create sourcing project? You can create sourcing projects to one from sourcing request or second directly from the user interface. So let's create demo. I don't say full project. Sunday 26th March. Here now I am selecting. Once I select full project, the system is not asking me whether I am going to create 3, then test project. Now rest of the value same. Certain times the fields are not mandatory. It's all depends on the client's requirement whether he want to have the fields mandatory. If you make fields mandatory, then it is easy to pull out a report. For example, you want to look at sourcing requests created for sourcing project created for regions wise or department wise. If it is not mandatory, the user can create without entering these values. Execution strategy, how we want to proceed: multi-action, multi-stage event, RFI, RFP, auction. This is just an indication purpose. So at the template level, we can able to configure. Based on this question, So right now it's not mandatory. I mean, we don't need to follow this process which is mentioned here. So I will be selecting one of the template. The problem is the template which we are selecting determines the workflow decided in the system. When we are discussing about the template, I will tell you. So when we created full project, we shouldn't be seeing RFP sender. So the problem is when they create this event template, they have not applied the condition that this is only visible when the user select quick project. Because of that, we are getting this under full project also. So sync project full template. Let me take this, then click on create. Super. So here I have, when I go to the tasks, I have so many phases: RFI phase, RFP phase. Forward action, reverse action. When I go to the documents, I could see RFI, event, RFP, reverse action, forward action. When I go to overview, I would like to change the push end, whether the behavior is changing or not. I want to check it when I go to the task. These are all the tasks. I will go to the overview action, edit overview. So changing this multi-stage event to, let's say, I want to create again RFP, only click OK. Okay, so it's not relevant. Even if you change also, it's not changing. That means they have not configured anything by default. User has created this option. Then you can choose which of the event you want to create. So I'll go to the task. Let's complete one by one task. So this is also we will be looking at. So the first one is called phase. Whatever you see with a group, this is called phases. The phases is basically contains multiple tasks in an order which the user wants to perform. So you will be conducting an RFI, preparing an RFI and approval of the RFI. So here I will be moving this to top. Then this becomes first, this becomes second, but okay. Now let's prepare one RFI event. So what I am going to do, I have to select this task button. When I select the task button, system is telling what kind of a task it is. To do task means it is asking the users to perform something. So here they have not mentioned anything, and the description, if they have mentioned, we should able to read it. Mark started, I am starting the task, prepare RFI in it. The timer has moved to action to do. You have to do that. Who is that? The person who created becomes the owner. The owner has supposed to prepare an RFI event. I'll go to documents. I'll prepare an RFI event by clicking on edit. Let's say click on OK. RFI event directly created. So now let's put something. Click next. So I'm not going to conduct an RFI. If I complete all these steps, then I will be performing RFI. You would be noticing one change here. In yesterday RFP, we have seen 5 sections, but here we don't see that section. Team will come from project at the header level. Return to project. I can go to team. This team will be followed. Let's say surrogate bidder. Wow, this is super. Now I'm having a permission as a surrogate bidder. Then I should able to act as a supplier. Super. So I will show you what is that in the team member. Suppose you want to add additional team members, you can do that. Now surrogate bidder one role is available. Currently there are no members. Suppose now I am adding myself into the surrogate bidder. I get the opportunity to work as a surrogate bidder for any of the events. So I will go to Action. Click on Edit. Under Surrogate. They did not allow the user additions here. Okay, now I will go to Task. Now let's say that I have prepared my RFP. Now you would see from not created to drop status. Then I should be able to complete my RFI event. Here there is an approval which is asking wherever you see the asterisk in that task is complete. So this is a to-do task. When I click the next task, the system will tell me what is the task, approval task. So approval, who has to approve? Quran 12 has to approve because cannot initiate the documents with a non-generated. Oh no, we can able to run that event. Let's prepare an artifact. Edit the task or an apple he has to approve today. Click OK. Not complete. So I think I have to complete RFA. That's why it will allow. So let's say I am creating that RFP. I am searching the test vendors. So let's say yes, kit test. Click OK. I'm adding one supplier only. Click Next. Adding one question. We want to just ask a question. What is the question I want to ask? Do you supply varnish 50 liter? So what is the answer I am expecting? Yes or no? Click on Done. I will click Next. Click Submit. Now the event will be submitted for an approval. View the details. Pending Publish Approval View. Publish Approval Task. The approval flow. So this person who ran at 11 has to approve it. That's the reason when we select different template. The problem is like this. Anyway, now this is in approval. This has to be approved by Oranet 11. I also have one more option. Okay, approval right. I cannot force complete also. Right, so Ora 11, view the task details. Let's do one thing. Ora 11, I will go to the home page. Do not perform this action because since I am having an administrator, I am able to do that, but don't do this action for your practice purpose if at all you want to practice. Let's overwrite this template in the next session and I am going to mark changes to the template. I will go to user manager and sorry, I have to go under administration. Then when I go to user manager, I will search for the user ORN 11. So this user is logged. User account locked by administrator. If I want to perform, I have to activate. I will not able to do this action. If we do, then our access also they will remove. Let's leave it as it is. Go to the remaining task. So our objective is to compare the quick project and the full project. So once this is approved, RFI will be sent to the market. So let's say once this is task also completed. Here you will see the task has completed. So RFI, now let's say RFP. So there are incomplete tasks of 7. So prepare RFP approval for RFP event. If I want to see who has to approve for RFP, or we will change our template to a different one. So here not created. Transcript task approval. Okay, here there is no approval was not added. So I should able to complete this task. Let's create RFP. Action edit the document. RFP name. So RFP name I will be updating as Varnish 26th of March 25. Click OK. This is again, they have to get up. When I click publish button 30 minutes, click next. Invite participants, reset all. I can select from past events also that we have discussed. Industrialization, I can send to one supplier also. Here I will be asking the price for. That item, Varnish 25 ka आगे, response is required. I don't know why everything is following the action based and quantity. So again, view approvers. Before publishing system is asking an approver. No one is there. I am going to add myself as an approver. Or on a turn click done. Reason approval for publish. This is also we have seen. Yesterday, either you can directly. From here now, I will be having approval. I am going to stop it if the approvals are not added at the template level. The user has to perform this action. Now return to project or view details. Click on action view publish approval task. Because I am the owner, I can able to approve it. Click OK. Once you refresh, event will be available for 30 minutes. When I go to the suppliers, let us copy the supplier name. Manage administration now. acting as a supplier. This is also we have seen yesterday. Supplier and customer manager, users and the username skTest, each skTest. Let us act as not this user, another user may be. Manage administration. So open a bid on 26th March. Review of prerequisites. Accept the bidder agreement. Click OK. So let's say he is providing 25 carriage for an INR. Submit anti-response. The time remaining in open bidding, even though they create it is behaving a auction event. Anyway, that's not a problem for us. Let's stop and go to the buyer manage. So the reason open the project, go to the RFP. You can open the event directly. From here, or I can go to the documents open from here. Both are same, only I will open, then monitor as a buyer. Now I can see the supplier responses, okay? And then STest has. Provided this price. If I want to stop this event, I'm not getting this option. So another half an hour time, that event will be completed. I'll go back now. We have completed this event once it is done. So this is already have done. So I mark this task as a complete. Once 2 phases have been completed, then you should see the phase name. For phase status is completed automatically. This is how you are able to do in a full project having tasks possible. Once there are certain tasks which is defaulted from the template that has to be completed by the user so that he can able to publish the event. That control is only possible when you are having a full project, and you can also have all the documents related here. Maybe you can create one action, create a folder called approval documents. So suppose related to this project, if you are having any approval documents, you can add those documents under this here. By selection open, here you can upload any document. Let's say I will add some dummy document. Choose the file. Let's say I have some approval documents. I am selecting some data distribution dummy file. Click on create. You can upload any document, PDF document, Word document, Excel document or anything. So you can store the documents related to the project. You can have a reference document or the quotations manually receive. Everything you can able to keep it here. Apart from this, there are also certain other additional benefits of using a full project. One is team. Teams will share across all the events. So you can able to control all the event team members from here. Message board. Here you can able to start communicating with your team members inside from here. You can also welcome to the project. This is generic. Message has come. If I put new topic, let's say we will be discussing about varnish message. Let's use this email chain related to sourcing of varnish as requested by R&D department. click on. If you have an attached file, you can do that. You can also name what kind of an announcement or high priority or something like that. I will say announcement, click OK. Announcement varnish is there. So with this, the people can start posting a reply. They can able to respond. So post a reply. Let's say yes, let's connect tomorrow. In main office at 10 am. So you are communicating to all the team members via system itself. When someone opens, they can able to read all the chain messages. Who has responded? Who has communicated? So audit trail is possible. Let's connect tomorrow at 10 minutes. Let's use this chain by R&D. If you want to create a new event message, you can create new event message. For different documents when you are creating, you can do that. Or also, you can also do one more thing, post via email. This option can be used for the people who do not have access. When I click this one, it will open Outlook. When I send messages, if anyone replying the messages, all will come here. So that option also you can use it. When I click this one, it will open my. I will not configure that because I don't have email configured in my email system. So here it's simple like your from and to. So this will virtually create one email address for this particular group. So whenever you want to communicate outside Ariba users, you can use this option. If they provide the response, all the responses also comes here. So that is the advantage of post via email. A unique link will be added email address that you can communicate. Only related to this particular project only, not for a generic one. That is about message. Dashboard, when I go to event messages, basically when I have created an event, when it is published, when it is time reduced, all these things I can able to see here, and when I go to the history, I can able to search whatever activities performed on the project. Suppose I want to know, let us say user own an atoll what and all he did. I want to know when I select him, I am able to search the list. Suppose your team is consisting of many team members. You just want to know whether that person has performed certain activity. You can check this. So you see, let's see now Oren atoll. What is the last action? He has created data dictionary. He has created. Maybe it will also tell one document we have created. What is that folder? Okay, you can have, I want to search by the type document. If you want such option, more items also will be available. Timestamp type document. I want to see what and all document related activities he has. Perform. Okay, suppose you want to add additional level. So I don't want to go with this AFA, I want to have one more now. You will get all those options by going to the documents. Click on event. From the create, click on event. So since it is not coming from the template, I will be calling this as an ad hoc RFI event. Let's give it time. It's creating. Okay, let's call this as ad hoc RFI. So during the project time, they also ask along with the varnish, they want some additive or some chemical. Okay, chemical. I will be mentioning that as a description like required along with the varnish. Now here I am selecting RFI. Now I will be able to choose the templates because the other option, they have already defaulted one template which is following. Since I am creating an ad hoc, then system is asking me which template you want to use it because template was not configured to select the default template. So I will be able to select the template. Once I select and click, create still same. So here the process same except the team members. They start all same all day. Now I will exit. You perform this activity. Return to the project. That document also available here, ad hoc RFI chemical. So like that I can create multiple projects. There is no problem. Suppose this one. I want some approval, then I can add the approval. Also from here, create new task. What is the task? You want this to be reviewed by supervisor. Sorry, you want him to verify it or you want him to make changes. You want to sign for an approval. You want to sign for an award. You can able to perform these actions. Once I create, for example, AFE I want to send to review. My supervisor wants to review. Then it will create a task. So the task will associate with this particular document called A5 chemical, whom you want to send it. Let's say on 11 I want to send. On an 11. I think that guy was blocked, right? Maybe that's the reason it's not visible. Any other ORNs we will be able to select. So these are all active ones. 20. Click on done. Okay. So when he has to do that by end of this week, I want him to complete this one. I'll just put a message. Please check this before I publish next Monday. So I'm informing my reviewer. Or my senior saying that, hey, I am preparing the ADHQ RFI. Can you please check this one? So when I click submit, that person will receive a notification, and once he approves or he reviews and confirms me, I will be taking the next level. So when I go to the task will be created here. Review for ADHQ chemical. In review, it is under which review? We can click on view task detail. You can able to see that first review flow. Okay, once he provides a response, yeah, looks good. Go ahead. Then I will mark the task as complete. Then I will proceed with RFI publishing. It does not have any approvals. And like this one, this is having an RFI for publishing. This does not require because I have created the ad hoc one. So if the template which I have selected any approvals are there, then that will follow. If the template does not have any approvals, it will not follow any of the approvals. Is that clear? Yes. Okay, under the task, you also have optional tasks. Or I want to expand all these things. I will go to the table option. Select expand all. All the tasks will be expanded. Okay, there are 6 tasks pending, right? If I require, these are all the required tasks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9, and 3 tasks have been completed 1 to 9. So remaining is 6. Even I think I have. I can filter incomplete or complete. Incomplete not started or incomplete all. So these are all the 6 incomplete tasks which we have to come from. You can use these filters to show. Based on what you are looking for, I will say completed task. So required 3 tasks have been completed. Let's say keep both required and optional and select any status. All the tasks will be available. You can use this table option menu wherever available to export all the rows. It will just export all these rows. Then you can able to play around in your Excel file or for reporting purposes. Or you want to send it to somebody for approval, then you can use this table options to export. All this, the data which is available on the screen. Let's create one more template just to show you how that is differentiated. I will click on create. Click on sourcing project serve. Okay, now see here RFP. Sorry, we are creating another demo. Full project demo to test project region. Or if you want to simplify this, simply select the copy from let's select full project. After that, just remove this value. Click on no value. Okay, the remaining things will be open. Now I have different template. I am selecting the first template SSD sourcing project template. I will click on create. Now you see here, this person has created a template without any task. Then everything that the user has to perform. They just created only RFI. Nothing is there. Even this is also not mandatory, also because 0. You want to use, you can use it, or you can directly go action and create all things on your own. So if you define the task in the template as per your requirement, the the users have to follow that process. If you don't have any process, you can simply create a plain document. Here you can contain multiple events by going to RFP for sourcing, RFP for varnish raft for chemical. Like that, you can create multiple events whenever someone is opening this project. They know all the events are available in single phase, that generally this is not expected. Business scenario where you want to use this for saving only multiple events because you can search. By the filters, also our N8012 RAFIPS. How many events you created 1 week? I will able to pull the detail and the name itself. I can give all the names with one name. Then I can able to pull the report. Then it is not necessary that you have to create the sourcing project and create all the events in one order. So let's go to today. What is that? We said yesterday that we will be covering on this side. Anyone remember? Yeah, completion of an RFP, right? Am I correct? A warning like a surplus of, yeah, awarding, yeah. So let's do this action today and then we will move to the completes discussion. Let me share Ariba screen. Thank you. So we know that how we can able to open an event status, either going to this style where you will know how many in drop, how many in open, and when we can go down we'll be having where I can able to pull the document or event, which are all in pending selection. So open is the place where the supplier is able to provide the responses. Once the time is over, it will move to pending selection. In pending selection, we will be choosing which supplier we want to provide the award. Let's go to pending selection. There are 357 RFPs, or let's go to auctions. There are 211 auctions which we have to take a decision. Decision is nothing but whom we have to give the business. Now I am opening the 211 documents. Out of that, let's pick up 1 or 2 documents. So I want to select the documents created between this range. When I click search, very good. So there are 2024. That's why it's having 1 year data. So I will be selecting the events which are created this year. Click Search Now My Results. Will be shrink to whatever we are looking. So here action demo Sunday 28th March. Let me open this monitor. If there is a suppliers, okay, here we can see that there are 3. Suppliers has provided the price and which is the least 4895 is the least and system is suggesting. This is the lead 1 bid, right? And this is the latest bid or lead bid also. Now it's pending selection. The timing is over. Now I can able to create the business. Okay, here now we can see the 3 companies. So I will go to scenario. So here the system is recommending. When I click best view, when I click view system is saying whom you want to give the business. When I go to the award proposal detail system is allocating Dell vendor MacBook 100%. We want to give it to this person because their price is lowest. When I click submit for award from here, I can able to submit the award. Okay, I will not do this action. Suppose you want to decide. You don't want to go by what is mentioned or what is suggested by the system. You want to have your role how you can create optimization scenario or manual scenario. I will select manual. Scenario. Optimization means when there are multiple suppliers. Are there based on your condition system will do the recommendation. Here I will be selecting manual scenario. I will be selecting buyer choice. Okay. And when I go to the MacBook, this is your line item when you select. The drop down which is after you want to give it or when you click advanced award, you can split the quantity also by percentage or by quantity. Since it is only one quantity, I might not able to do that. The laptop, I cannot divide it if it is something, a service or something. Then maybe I can divide 0.5 to 1% and 0.5 to another person, or I will go by percentage. Since it is only one quantity either, I have to go with one supplier only. So these are all the options available if you want to take a manual selection. Let's go with as per system recommendation or I have a decision. Even though this price 480.95 is cheaper from Dell ONGC, this client we have purchased in the past. I mean, this is in scenario. I'm saying, and he is ready to supply and he may give some additional discount on the next order. Some considerations are there. So then I will be able to select ONGC from here. Instead of system recommended, I am going to select ONGC. Then you can see 100%. Then click submit for award. Or if you want to have the summary system, will show you ONGC how much percentage you are giving. Now I will go back to award proposal details. Click submit for award. At the time of submit for award system is asking whom you want to send an email. When I select this box, only the awarded supplier will be receiving an email notification. When I select this one, non-awarded suppliers also will receive a notification. But it mentions that you have not been awarded. The award was given to somebody else. So what is the message which the system is sending that you can verify from customized award emails? When I select this option, system is giving non-awarding. What is the message is going? The business this automatically. The system will pick the awarded item number. Lot from sponsor corporate name, the buyer event project ID, event title. Whatever in the brackets that's called. Tokens will get updated by the document. Related values has been awarded to other builders. So it is clear that they have not been awarded. It has mentioned has been awarded to other builders. When you see the notification as awarding, This is the subject which will go awarded. Item that will have to other builders, and this is have been awarded for him. So if I want to make any changes, I can do that by going to, let's say, awarding one, I want to customize. You have been awarded business for lot from the event project title. This is a break line break. The following is the summary of the first launch. Summary of the awarded items. Okay, to complete the transaction, please contact this person. So I will be adding some additional text. At the end, say all the best. Go to get more business to you. As we expect, exceptional support on deliveries, something like that. I click Save It. Now click Done. I have modified this. Now you can see that. Hope to get more business. Whatever the buyer wants to communicate to the supplier, they will be doing it. Click Done. You already selected this message when I click Done. Now all the suppliers. A message will go. Email will go to the suppliers. That message, whatever, gone to the suppliers. Can also find from Messages tab here. So the message you can go by the timeline also today. A 27. One lot from event has been awarded to the supplier. This guy, Sidshindu Kabiras. He has been awarded. There are 2 suppliers for them. The message will go as has been awarded to other bidders. When I select subject line, it will take me to the email. You can see that the message is gone from the buyer name Moranet1 to ONGC have been awarded. You have been awarded. Following item. The following is the summary of the awarded item 1 MacBook. To complete the transaction, please contact at this email address for details. You can open this Aruba details. Also hope to get more business. Whatever I have edited it, that message is going to the surprise. Click OK. Clear any questions on the awarding and the scenarios and messages related to the suppliers. So this messages they can even reply. Also, when they reply to that message, we will also receive a notification. Suppose you want to communicate to one supplier, say this software. I will select this. Compose a message to all participants. Actually, you don't need to select. When I click compose message only for selected participants, I will select the participant. I will only select ONGC whom we have awarded. Okay. Then whether I want to copy to the all members, team members or selected team members. I just select only project owner only or an F12. Click OK. What is the message to the supplier and to this team member? Hi Sir Shendu, thanks for participation. You have received award confirmation from Ariba. Wait for contract to be sent to you on the shift of contract you missed on. Delivery. If any queries, please respond. You may also send us technical details in. Something like that you can send. So when the supplier also, he can send via email or he can go to the array. From there, he will be seeing the messages and he can respond also. The message has gone to. Now I have an audit purpose also. You have proper reply. Sorry. You have proper mail chain. So even you can further communicate with the same on the same subject by clicking on reply. You can have the discussion between the suppliers or the tool. Alright, so I'll go back to the home page. Now let's discuss on the templates. Okay, so Sanjay, I have a question. Go ahead. Message, right? Like as you showed us different scenarios. So as we have awarded one of the scenarios, what happens to the rest of them? Like is it like gets rejected automatically or is it just stays in the system? Stays. Now the status of the event will move from, let's see. Let's open the same one by going to the recent action, demos, and earlier it was pending selection. Now the status will move to completed. After that nothing so. Awarded person will be receiving a notification. Non-awarded people will be receiving a message. They are saying that the business has been awarded to other buyers. With this, the event is completed. No more action is pending on this particular event. When the supplier logins into the system, this event will be moved from open section, completed section. That is how you will identify what is the status, whether he has been awarded or not awarded. He can able to find it if it is completed and he has not received. Message means he has not been awarded, clear, okay. So no message goes to the non-awarded vendor. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's what I have shown, right? There is two options the system has suggested. One is message. To the awarded message, to the non-awarded, you can choose whether you want to communicate to the non-awardee or not. Because sometimes people will think that it may not be fair to send to the non-awardee. They will just ignore only. But some people feel that it's okay, but we have to communicate to them. That is our responsibility. Then we send the message to the both the people. Now you can see here what the message is drawn from the system. So this is non-awarded member. When I open this one, it goes to the other. Vendors have been awarded to other builder NTPC. You can also read this one has been awarded to other builders. That means they have not awarded. If you want to change this content, edit the message, you can read after also. So that option is available for the buyers. Thank God, Richard. Thank you. Now, Sanjay, one question. If you get a deep other responses from this as a plan where we need to check that, you have an option during event creation which I will show you. You can decide whether the message is to be kept open all the time or it is only kept during the in the status until it moves. Only the recommended method is you should not be receiving any communication once the message is once the event is closed or completed. Why? Because we will not monitor the completed event. We will only monitor which is pending. Selection only once it is awarded. We don't talk about this one next time when we are sending a quotation on this different item. That time the mailbox will open, otherwise you have to communicate outside the system one day. Okay, clear, yes, and whatever we saw now it was for the project. Like how about the source request? How to complete it? Which one sourcing request? Request. I will show you good question. Okay, I will show that. And also one thing I want to show this, we are going to discuss after a couple of sessions that we will be creating a contract. So after, when you go to the word, you will be seeing an option under action send to external system. So when you send an external system, what will happen? Suppose your client is having sourcing. After sourcing has been completed, he wants to create purchase order in S/4HANA. In that scenario, in the header fields, after the header field, there is a ECC integration once you select the relevant external system. After you complete the event, once it is awarded here, you will be getting one option action sent to external system. When you click this one, then the details whichever we have allocated will be sent to your backend system. That is external integration. Suppose you are continuing in an Ariba. The next stage after completing a sourcing event is creation of a contract. When I come to the award stage, when I click contract, create a new contract or add an existing contract, you might have already created a contract, but now you have conducted an RFP that you want to attach to the contract. You use the second option, or you are going to create a contract for this awarded information. Click on Create New Contract. Select the supplier. Create a new contract. Then system will give you contract creation process. When I select Contract Workspace Procurement, after you fill in the header values, the line items details will be copied over to this particular contract which is getting created. Once you click Create all the line items, what is the line item? What MacBook? What is the value? 4800, the supplier. All will be picked up. You can see the supplier is ONGC, affected by the ONGC. This is the computer commodity which we have selected during our event creation. This is a project. All has been copied. Now I will be finalizing how much the contract period, when it is going to start, when it is going to end. And we will select again same things like sourcing project. You will be selecting a relevant template. Once you click it, the contract workspace will get created. That we will discuss in after a couple of sessions. We are going to start on contract that I am never explaining. Just now, to have a full flow of sourcing, we just covered the topic. Clear? I will show you under integration. For example, I am selecting Create Sourcing Project. Okay, let's say integration samples. Secret project. You select all these values we don't have. This system is integrated with the back end system. Once you select here, if you don't select external system, then system will not give you the option to send to external system. Suppose you are expecting that after the sourcing event, you are going to send these details to your back end system. Then you will be selecting that particular system, let's say DS4 client 100. Then you are going to select company code, purchase organization, purchase group. Here you are going to do what you want to do, that contract, and what kind of a contract. Value contract or quantity contract, you will be selecting it. And once you complete this event, whatever the quick project, once you complete a word, once you go to sending external system, this is what the decision is going to do. It's going to send it to this particular S/4HANA client and it is going to create a contract. What is the type of contract? There is one neck was there earlier S/4HANA. They have removed that configuration. Otherwise, we will be seeing what kind of either it is a purchase order or a most of the cases. What will happen is we expect purchase orders to be created after sourcing it. That's about. If there is an integration, what will be the process? Now let's discuss on templates. So far what we have. Sourcing request, yes. So once the sourcing request is done, generally what will happen? Once you go to the sourcing request, let's search for the sourcing request we just completed. Creation date this week or maybe the last week. I will select last week. Let us see this one. Let us understand that they have created a sourcing project and they have been awarded. Also, sourcing project. Once I open. Now, once we go to the content, this is in draft status. Let us understand in the previous same sample which I have sent, you have published and you have got the responses you went to, the award will come. Once the status moved to pending selection, then you have awarded it. So the event has been completed. Now what I will do, I will come back to the sourcing request. The sourcing team will come here. Go to the overview. Action. Edit overview. I think we have already completed it. So this is the completed. They will put some message if they want. Otherwise, they save the item. It was on end day 319. They have completed it. Make cancel. This is already completed. I'll go back. Let's open sourcing requests which are all active so that you know what items has to be taken action. What items you don't need to take an action. By going to the sourcing request, select the projects. Let's say this here. Click one more plus button or select the same down and select project status. Project status. Click on others. Projects tab. Okay, so under the project state, what are all active ones? When I select and click search, so all these projects have running status. Once I select the project status completed, then I know that how many projects have been completed. We should be seeing our sample which have created demo sourcing request creation. This was completed status. So the team, whatever the completed actions, they will every day or that is the responsibility of the sourcing team. They will come and they will check the status of the projects created during this season. Plus, they might also have some sourcing department responsible for particular department. They will set the LCL value or they know that the user, they will select that value. Or the main is the sourcing manager will verify all the active list and he might assign these tasks to the other people. Hey, you have some defending action. Please take action on these items. Clear? Yeah, can you show when the request means by opening the sourcing request? Active. We just shown you okay. So process status is active. Click on set. This one sourcing request. I will select creation data. Let's go back and come on again. Sourcing request search. The project status is active. By default, it is active. So these are all. The projects are active. Tomb free 72. So this is completed. 1 second. I think the filter is not active when I search. This should not be available. Click search. It should not be under active one, the one I had just opened, right? Okay, it's not. Under the active one, I will remove now. I will find out the active versions. Let's say they want the sourcing request, which is active when I click open, active when I go to the documents, sourcing request item, approval for sourcing request item. Suppose you don't want this sourcing request to be taken. Action, okay? I think this will be for the user who has created. I should be the part of the team when I go to the team. Project owner, this user line user 309, he can able to close the project. I am not a part of the team member. I will not able to open his project. So for that reason, I have to select OR-N8 one. Let's say 17th April test. When I click open, this is guided session. Or I will search by ORAN Net12 owner. So here I will be adding another status owner. I will select ORA Net1, click done, click set OK. Let's open this one. So they have go to overview action, edit to overview. Let's say that this project is no more required. All the actions on that particular sourcing request has been completed. I'll click OK. That's it. So now this will not be appear as a pending item for sourcing request. Clear? Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. Will it not get automatically updated once the awarding and things are? No, it's not possible. One thing called process status that can be done once the task, once I come here, once I update this particular task, I can able to update the state. I can able to do that, but the project has to be manually completed by the team member. After he verifies the information, he has to come and mark the task as completed. So you can also search by project status. Also status the gray or green completed something. But this is the acted one. Correct one would be project state, that is the project owner is expected to come here, verify that all the task has been completed and he will mark the task as month of project has completed. So do we still have the access to reopen the task once it is completed? Yeah, you can open. Open means, suppose if somebody says that they want to perform, then you can open that sourcing project again by going to Action, AD2 Overview. Click this as active. You can also use the colors also, whether the status in green, yellow, red, gray. Gray means may become detail, red means some problem, or a cold green means active. Okay, click on OK. So this error, why it is coming? Suppose you have created one project where certain fields is not mandatory, that time you might have created. After some time you have asked Ariba to create a field called project region, then that is a mandatory. The value has to be mandatory before whatever the projects created will not be affected. Once they are making any changes to that time system, will force them to select that particular region also. Let's say new requirement or something, then click OK. Now this is active. Now it is green. So whatever the user wants to do that. So basically the team member, project owner. So if I am owner, I can able to perform all the tasks. I can act action and I can create the task, or I can go to the documents. I can do this action by adding, editing or anything, or creating the sourcing project. The sourcing project by click. This one not created when I open and I complete the sourcing project. I will come again and I will mark this status as completed clear. Yes, let's quickly discuss on template management. Before that, I also want to show you messages related to Ariba. So whatever the standard message which you are seeing right, those are all can be configured by administrator. For all, by going to manage administration. Event manager, you will be having messaging template. This is related to your events only, mostly in sourcing activity, so all applicable. When bid is rejected, what is the message is going? When bid is deleted, what is the response is going? When the envelopes are open, what is the message? When event is reopened, what is the message? Event ratio, event pause, let's say event is reopened. Okay, when I select this option, when I click edit, okay, all applicable times. You can also decide if the same event can used in contract management. Under the project item, you will be receiving sourcing and contact. Since it is not there, let it be for all here. The content Ariba event has been reopened. The new end date. So this is all fields which is system has given the close time of subsequent. May also be affected. So if you want to make any changes, you can make the modifications here. So you can copy this message in any of the WordPad and save that as a version because it is not tracked. If you try to change, you will not able to get the default message, so keep that in the backup. Then give whatever the field you want to give here, and once you click save. Hereafter, whenever the bid is reopened, so this message will go to the suppliers. Suppose if you want to add, this is the subject line, this is the content line, there are email tokens and so on. So here what it is giving, only event title only will be mentioned in the message box. Suppose if I want to add additional email token, then I can click here, email token. I also want event title. Maybe I also want project ID also to be displayed. Now both the messages will be displayed to the user. Even in the box, if I want to add in the content, I can select add email token. Emails. URL. By selecting event URL, this is the view event. So I will say, please click here to access the event. Okay. Then this hyperlink will be given in the message. So I will save. So here, after anything happen, this is what the message is going to go. Unfortunately, there is no way to reset. So if you miss something, you will not able to re-trigger. Then what it has to do? You have to go to the previous messages if you are received from Ariba. If there is a reopen related message has come, open that mailbox and copy paste the value. Or you will discuss with the client and what is the message we want to configure. You can configure that messages. This is related to sourcing related messages. I think there is one awarded also. We are seeing the default message right. That message also we can able to do. From here, non-awarding. So from here, if I change anything here, after all, the events will follow this message. However, after that the user, if he wants to edit that, an option is given. So if you want to put some custom message for each event, that can be done. When I do this one, then this will become the default message for all future events. So the message is coming from here. Clear? Yeah. Let's go. So there's one quick question on sourcing project. So whenever we are awarding or inviting the participants in terms of creation of sourcing project, what if the person on the supplier contact don't have the access for Ariba? Good question. I think we have explained. Yesterday, I don't know whether in this batch or the previous batch, I have explained that. Or you tell me what will happen. Once you create an event and send to the supplier, what will happen? So he might be getting an invitation in the email and he will log in and create an account. Correct, that's correct. So he has to create an account, otherwise it is not possible. And that is the motive also. So why we are moving to the E, sourcing. We want every suppliers to respond on a RE boundary. Suppose he is saying that he don't want to register, but however, you have a sorry. You have a regulation that you have to collect the pricing information from that supplier and you have to consider that quotation also. Then what you can able to do that? You ask him to provide the response by email. Then you go to the supplier, act as a supplier and enter the price. That is one option. Or in your organization, maybe a buyer will not be given this permission. Another department user, maybe audit user or sales team, or somebody else will be given this permission as a surrogate bidder and he can log in as a supplier and enter the price also. That is another option. Clear? Yeah. And when they create the account, Sanjay, that account is like free of cost, right, for them. Yes. Let me explain that also. So anytime you are sending a event, sourcing event, supplier is notified. Let me show you how the message also by going to Aruba. The one we have just this completed one awarding today, right? What is that? And this one, right? So you can see from this event, when I go to the messages, all the messages triggered by the system can be seen here. Professor's RSA has invited to participate. Has been sent to 2 suppliers and this is sent to 0 supplier. The event auction demo is published by RNALL. When I open this to the project team, the message has been done. So this is not to the supplier. Leave it here. Please click OK. The second message is gone to 2 suppliers when I click. This one it has sent to ONGC and Dell. Professor RSA has invited to participate in the following action. The event is being to start and it is going to use the following username to log in into. Event, this one, this is for this particular vendor. Okay, and this is the URL also. When the supplier clicks this URL, suppose he already registered in the system, he will click the URL and log in with the username and password, and he can respond it if you don't want to respond to. Event deny. If you have forget a new username and password, when you click this link, the system will take you to the resetting password. If they have any question, they can reach out to the buyer on this email address as well. Now, when he clicks this again, use the following username. Okay, this one, when they click this link, system will give one. Let's do that also. This event has been close, so maybe we will not able to get this link active and other message might come. Let's try that. Click plus button. Unfortunately, I logged into the same browser. It's taking me to the event. So the supplier will be getting an option. Supplier will be getting an option to create an account. Access event by clicking the URL. Then he will be getting two options. One is if you are already a member. Click here if you do not have an account. Click here if he is doing for the first time. He need to click this one. Then system will ask him to create a user ID, which will be a format of user ID, email and format. And then he will enter the email address, username, password and click next. After that, he has to enter region. This is optional. He can skip this at the moment. Then commodities. This is also optional. He can click commodity. Once he clicks submits, a user account will be created and unique END. Unique END will be created with this. Now a link has established between buyer and the supplier on network. Now he can respond via network and we can communicate via network. This is the first process. Next time, for the same supplier you are sending another quotation, he uses this option existing user. Then he will click on user network, name and password. Then he would access our Adipop. This you can practice yourself. All of you can practice this one by when you go to the RAF. When you click on invite supplier, what is the invite supplier or create new supplier in the form, give email address as your any email address. Which you have access, Gmail address or company address, whatever you are having, you can enter that email address and create an account. Okay, and once you publish this app, you would be receiving email in the email address which you have created. That will help you to understand what is the rules. To be sorry, how you create an account in Ariba. Once you click this link, it will take you to the Ariba portal. You create one account and you start responding to the event on site. Maybe this is assignment for you. You do this activity so that you will also understand how a supplier is responding. That account is free, so you can use this account for any number of times. There is no problem. It's a test account only. Since you are sending some tests, it is a test account. You can play around with that. So you can also explore some additional options available on the network. Of the supplied side, clear? Yes, sir. Now, since we have asked, there are two types of accounts. For supplier, one is standard account, the second is enterprise account. So by default, They will be provided standard account and it's free of charge and they can able to respond to. AFQs accept purchase orders, provide order confirmation, submit invoice against PO without any limitation. Earlier there were some minor limitations said there. Now that has been completely removed. It is totally free now around 4-5 years before. They were charging some 0.25 thousand days if you exceed 50 lakhs turnover per annum. But that has been removed. Now there is no limitation, it's a free of charge. But all the suppliers. However, if they want to use integration, what is integration? Ariba network integrated with their app system. So what is their app system? Probably Scrum or sales system. Okay, once. If they want to do the integration, then they have to migrate to enterprise account and this is chargeable. I think some 0.5 to 25 or something. I don't exactly remember it. Less than 1% on that amount you have to pay to a river. It is on two bases. One is number of transactions and turnover value. So the Ariba will get in touch with the supplier and they will propose the options. Whichever he want to choose, he can do so once he have an integration. You don't need to log in into Ariba each time, so automatically your quotations will be sent to their sales system. From their sales system, they can respond to your quotations as well. So if you want to get that functionality, it's a chargeable version. You need to have an enterprise account clear. Yes, yeah, I think let's wind up today. Yes, if we have the supplier like the mini suppliers, so do we have any feature to rank them or read them? Grade them before awarding. Yes, yes, that will come in SELP module where we can able to do the preferred supplier. So there we are going to give the ranking L1, L2, L3, L4, L5 ranking. So that will be chosen when you want to place a purchase letter with the suppliers and whatever supply we added in the sourcing project. So can the suppliers see the responses among themselves or the whatever email we sent that only they got means? No, I didn't get you. So whatever supplies we are adding in the sourcing project, right? Correct. They only see the protection. No other people will see the protection. Okay, and among themselves also, they will not see the responses or messages, right? Obviously. If they see, then there is no meaning, right? So they will Arima will never disclose the supplier's name. There is no such rule. Also, if you enable, others can see the supplier name. There is nothing which is there because even if you do by mistakenly, all the other people will be revealed. So it's impossible and no choice. The supplier can see the other suppliers' names. Also, in in auction events, you can also see that their level is 1. So that means somebody else is there. So that has been marked as a like this. Only we will show vendor, 1 vendor, 2 like that only. Or maybe some dummy names it will give supplier A, supplier B, something like that only. But it will never reveal the real name of the supplier. Okay. There is one functionality called Ariba Discovery. Okay, so Ariba Discovery, how it will work. When you go to RFP, this is only applicable in production only. We will not able to do it in test. You can publish this RFP to the Ariba Discovery. Here you are not choosing any of the supplier. You are just posting into an open network. In Ariba Discovery, Your requirement will be posted. Then, whoever interested, they will start responding to your code. Once you see the responses, then you are going to filter down. Then you will conduct a normal RFP or RFI or anything. So here how it will work. For example, I am sending to a market. So in my notes, I will be saying that I am located in Hyderabad. So I want my material to be delivered in India, Hyderabad location. And second, the commodity I am looking is varnish. I am looking for 10 kg. Then in Ariba network, there are 30 million, 20 million suppliers are there. Out of 20 million suppliers, how many people are able to deliver to Hyderabad in India region? It will come down to 1 million because these are all worldwide. So they need to have an export license in order to send to the other region. So the filter down will be to 1 million. I am just giving a hypothetical example. Out of 1 million, the people who supply one niche may be 50,000. Out of this, 50,000 suppliers when they register in network, they have an option whether they are visible in the public or they do accept discovery postings. They have the rules if they say that no, we don't want to be visible in public and we don't want to participate in discovery posting. All those supporters will be excluded. Say now if the filter will come to 12,000 for example, then your posting will reach to 12,000 where they are classified as a varnish supplier and they can supply to India Hyderabad location. So out of these 12, maybe you can further filter down like I want them to be an ISO certified having turnover of more than 2 million in the business for last 10 years. Then you can filter down, you can narrow down whether the supplier is registered, how many number of suppliers, how many employees are there. Once you filter down, then you use that suppliers and float an RFI. All the lists you float an RFI. Now you know the list of the suppliers. Now you float an RFI, collect this information and then you connect an RFI, then you do this. So mostly this Ariba discovery will be done for a new product where you do not have a sourcing, but that requires a lot of efforts. It's a kind of a vendor development activity. Even if you real time, if you want to develop a vendor, it is not that easy. That you will onboard one vendor into your company. You will be first taking a test sample. After the test sample is verified and approved by your technical team, then only you can place the vendor and he is in a proper financial stability. He should be supplying you the material for the longer term. All those things are part of the vendor development team. The same applies to Ariba Discovery Posting Album. It has a tedious task. You have to post, you have to filter down, you have to validate whether the supplier is real or not, whether he is trustworthy. After you do all those evaluation, then you may place a quotation or award the supplier. Let's talk about the templates. So we understand that templates is the main base for the sourcing related or any upstream related projects. That's the reason we call as a projects. Also, all are based on a template. Now, I will be discussing more about the template architecture, not template cleanup and other processes. So, in order to create a template, you need to have template creator role or you should be part of template project group. Only when you are having template creator role or you are part of the template project group, then you get an access to create the template. Other people, they will not be having the access. Generally, this access will be given to Ariba consultants or administrators. We have discussed about it. Who are all administrators? Administrators are super users, are the person who knows entire business processes and who takes the responsibility of maintaining the system as designed. So generally this access would be given only one or two people only in the organization responsible for technical area. If Ariba consultants are there supporting the project that is held with Ariba consultant, they will be the ones performing the template changes, not the business end users. Now second, what are all the template statuses? At the time of creation, you will be having the status as drop at this time. The template is not available for end users. Whatever the end users, I am saying the people who are going to create the documents. Obviously, as a consultant, we will not be creating the documents or the projects. Documents or the projects or even anything. So those people I am calling as the end users, they will not be able to see the template if it is in drop status. So in drop status, you are going to verify the template and make the changes as per your need. Then you may publish the template and the status will become active. So once active, the users will be able to see the template at this stage. Ariba creates version 1. Now, after you have published and you found that there is a change required on the template, there are two scenarios you would face in this situation. What is that? You want to continue the working, continue the changes, however wants user to use the template. Second scenario, you want to make changes in your template. However, you do not want users to use the template clear. So if you want to change this, during the changes, if you want to use the template, what you are going to do, you go to the template and click on new version. Then your status will move to draft and until you publish the previous version. Previous version is available for end users. What we are doing? We are going to the template, clicking on a new version, it becomes the draft. You make the changes and publish. Until you publish, the users can use the older version. Once you publish it, then the older version will be blocked and new version only will be active. They will not be able to use the version 1 hereafter. As soon as we publish, version 2 becomes active and users who are using this template will follow the version 2 of the template. There is a situation where some bug is there in the version 1. You don't want other users to create any projects using the template. In that scenario, what you will do? You will go to the template, click on inactivate. Once you make inactivate, the template is not available for end users. At this stage, you will make new version. Then again the system will move to draft. After the draft, you will publish. Once you publish, this version is available. This version is available for end users. What is the difference we are making? We are inactivating and creating a new version. That is the second method. Without doing that inactivation, if you are creating a new version, the older version will be available for end users. A newer version will be available for end users in this scenario. Until you publish only, they will not be able to select the older version. This is different statuses of the template. Now cleanup of the template. Suppose you have multiple templates like template A, template B, template C, B template. Suppose at later stage you don't want to use this template. What you have to do? You have to go to the template and click on inactivate. That's it. Doing this activity when the user is creating a project, he wouldn't be seeing this template. Clear any questions? Let's move on best practices of creating a template by default when you take a subscription to Ariba. Ariba will install relevant templates in a. This is called out of the box templates with owner as Ariba system. So when you see a document or the template name as a owner, as a Ariba system, that means that template has come from Ariba. That is the default or best practices template. Ariba recommendation is, if you want to use this template, you have to copy this template, create your own template and publish it. In other words, do not override standard template. This is the best practices. Then you can make your own changes and make the changes and publish it. The template will be available. So where you are going to see the Ariba system. Second, if you want to create a brand new template, create a brand new template. So then you need to build up all the flows like visibility. Who can view this template? Template during project creation. Are there any conditions? Probably you want this template to be available only for certain regions or you want for certain groups of users. You can able to create a visibility condition. Second, the documents at the time of project creation. You want some documents to be appearing. Certain tasks. You are going to create some tasks which will be defaulted when the user is creating a project. Team members, you are going to define team. Members who is going to be permanent. That means user should not be removing. This users is not allowed. Are you leaving end users to create additional groups that all can be configured? The template level and the documents also can be based on a certain questions. Questions means, for example, I am selecting a template. Then I want to ask the user whether he is going to create an RFI or an RFP. Based on this, I would be allowing him to show the RFP template. This I will show you during full project. Template, I will show this scenario, or you want to ask him whether he required approval from VP. This is the standard one approval from Vice President. If you want approval from Vice President for this particular project, when you click yes, then approval task will be triggered. Approval task is triggered. If you say no approval task, I mean it's not necessary approval. Task will not be there in your project. So this template questions we are going to discuss about how we want to build the questions. Then last one, I can able to create multiple templates. Multiple templates for sourcing a request sourcing project. Contract workspace contract request. Supplier performance management, however, single template, but it's LP, SLP. Stands for supply, lifecycle and performance. In SLP, we will be having what are all the templates: supplier request, supplier registration, supplier qualification, preferred supplier, disqualification. These are all the templates related to SLP. For these templates, you will only have one template only. That means the user will not be having an option to choose different templates. Only one template only available. So you have to overwrite the existing template if you want to. Bring new changes only in SLP. You have this condition in other areas like sourcing and contract and supply performance management. You can create multiple templates. Now, I think this is so far good. So in sourcing project, where is this? Here I have quick event template. I have quick event template and full project template. So in quick event template you are immediately, or in other words now, it is called as a single event template, or the full project is called multi-event template, single event template or multi-event template. Now let's go ahead and look at the template management area. You can organize templates in a folder and add that item to the quick references also. We are going to see right now. Let's go to Ariba. So you have to go to the role you should be having is template creator role. Let me show you that. Manage core administration. User manager. Groups. Template creator. In this group, you should be the part of the user. You will be having OR in 9.1. That's why I have access to template creation. Apart from this, manage template. This is the project of template project group. Since there are thousands of templates are available in the system will load the slope for templates area. But in your client side, this may not be the case. Only around a few, maybe around 100 templates will be there, covering all the modules. Sir, if we do not have the access for a template creation, then we need to add the access for the role. You have to ask the administrator. So, whoever the system administrator, you have to ask him. He will provide you the role. By default, Ariba consultant who has an access of customer administrator. He will be having the access to the templates. Some companies now have started, they are not giving third-party users like we Ariba. Consultants, they are not giving the production access. We will not be able to create it. We have to. That will be assigned to one of the company user. We have to work with him to get the templates managed. That becomes very common nowadays because of the security, data security. They don't want additional because we are third parties. The company will not believe or they will not trust us. It is due to a lot of factors or audit requirements. So audit requirements says that this is a highly confidential area. Why you are giving to the third party users? So that has to be with the employees of the organization or enterprise users. That's why nowadays, last 1.5 or 2 years, everyone is started. They will not give us production access. You have to sit with the other consultant and you have to do it. Because if you make any changes in the production, that will affect all the real users as well. So this is your template area. As I mentioned, when you go to the Teams group here also, if you are adding a member, so they will also get the access to the template. Actually, if you are having template created role, then it is not necessary that you should be part of this template group. Someone has created user permissions under project owner also. But this is not necessary. Almost majority of the groups, they have given this template creation permission, but which is generally not necessary. Now I will go to the documents. These are all your templates available in this site or rather, and these are all the folders. So folders will be helpful if you want to organize your templates into a folder and add that folder to the quick links. Once you add quick links, then I can able to open from here. For example, I want to open generally. You should not be having this. Different names like NS, Sunny template, RK demo, AA template. In real scenario, you will be having like sourcing templates, contracts template, SLP template. When I click that folder, it will take me to the sourcing related template. That's how the quick link has to be set up. Okay, now this is maybe the preferred supplier management project template. Obviously, we will be only having one template only. So for this, you don't need any folder. By clicking on open, inside this preferred supplier management, there are all different templates are available. So whatever you see here, these are all modular or survey kind of a template by going to the home page, my template. So if you see, this is a sourcing template. If you see this, a writing pad with the pin, something. That's a content workspace template. And this may be, what is this template? Supplier qualification template. You can identify by the symbols also. And in the table options by clicking here, you can also select document type. You can see this document sourcing project template, SM module questionnaire template, sourcing project, sourcing request, etc. You can sort these names by alphabetical order or appending and descending also. If you want, in descending also, you can sort by owner. What you see, Ariba system, this is what I mentioned, are all come from Ariba by default templates or best practices templates. And you can also search by document time. All different contact requests go by the names. So sourcing project will come around middle or something you have. Approximately 50 pages, almost 500 templates or 600 per page if it is 20. Then you will be having 1000 templates. Suppose you want to just select this data. You table option. So there is no possibility to export these items. Okay, alright. So let's go by owner. When I go to Ariba system, so I have to go to the first page. Ariba system. So suppose if I want to create one sourcing related template, so let's select. People have renamed these folders and they kept it into their personal folders. So we might not see sometime, let's say RFP template. Let's say contract template. When I expand contract workspace professional under contract workspace professional. Let's say this one is coming from Ariba system. You should see this inactivated when I click this button. I get an option to copy. Once I click copy, then I will be creating my name. So I mean whatever the name I want to define for the template, then I have to build the template copy option. However, if you select supplier related, process SLP related ones like supplier qualification request, supplier qualification for hardware, SLP template by Sagar. Just want to show supplier request template. So we have default supplier authorization, supplier qualification. Where is preferred supplier? Only one template will be there for preferred supplier. Preferred supplier management template. Here you will not be get the copy option. You can only overwrite the existing template when I click open. This is SLP template. You can see here question 16. Because you will not be able to copy. All these versions are available. Suppose, let's take about this example. This is an active version, currently 63. This is talking about preferred supplier management. The name above, that can be overwritten. You can write whatever the name you wanted. But below this line, this is what system identifies. What kind of a template it is, what is the active status, and what is the version. Suppose you want to go to the previous version. Suppose now there are 63 versions and your client says that, hey, I think we want to revert back to the changes. So let's go to the 55 version. Please activate it. So what we have to do, let's go to the 55 version, click on open. Now you are open on the 55 version from here. Create a new version once I click. New version. I am overwriting the 63rd version with this 55 version and immediately I publish it. So I am reverting back to the 50 version. So that will become 63rd or 64. That version is same as 55 version. I will really not go to 55. And I will able to delete all the other version. That's not possible. But you can go back to the previous version, creating a new version and defining your base version. As the older version, you should able to reverse it. However, for other templates, where supplier contract, workspace template and etc. get an option to copy, say modular push. Now this is possible to copy only a selfie templates like supply, request and registration. Other template I will not able to do that. Okay, now if I want to create brand new template by clicking on action, clicking on create, clicking on template, it's going to create a brand new template once I select this option. These are all the possible template types which you can able to create it when I go to, but you will not see the supplier related template. Why? Because supplier replacement templates cannot be copied over. You have to use the existing template and make the changes. However, now let's go to the sourcing project or sourcing request template. When I click OK, I will delete down sourcing request. I'm going to write sourcing request template. I'll put the name as 28. March 25. I'll put my name as Sanjay here. Ariba sourcing template full project. Template. Click on. What is this? Did I select sourcing request or full project? I think I have selected full project. I am cancelling it. Yes, it's a cloud-based application. When we're doing something, cancellation. Whatever so far it prepared, that all needs to be reverted. So that's why sometime it will take the time. Okay, so I will create action, create template, select sourcing request. Last one. Okay, click OK. Sourcing request Sanjay create March 25. You can provide a description. Demo for students. Click OK. Now the project will be template. Project template will be created with this name. Okay, you can see this. This is a sourcing request template. Once I go to the documents empty, once I go to the task empty, once I go to the team empty one, I mean only the project owner, the person who is creating, he will become the project owner. No conditions, nothing will be there. So I have to build everything on my own. So it may not be recommended. However, Ariba is helping you follow these steps before you publish the template. Okay, this is standard. I'll add project proof to the team, add pages and milestones and the tasks, and add the documents which we just discussed. So the system is recommending to follow these areas. Now let's exit. I will show you Ariba best practices template. So where the owner is Ariba system, I will be opening the template. Then you will understand that it is already having some design documents, tasks and themes are available. Once I create a new version or copy that template, then my work will get easier and I can follow Ariba standard processes. Okay, now let's open one of the sourcing requests. Let's search for somebody to deep sourcing. Let's open. Let's see if I have template. I will go to my templates again. Let's open any other template. So Singh Muhammad Ali template VGS demo VIG source and request. Let's open this one. Once we open, there are certain templates. So if I open this one, I can also copy this template. Once I click copy, let's do that. So copy. I will also remove Sanjay. I will delete all those things just to keep the same. Sanjay template, click OK. I do not know what is the template. Also now, once I create it, I should see the document. What is the template? Sanjay template, click on open. So this is a sourcing project template. Once I go to the documents, I have already RFP are available. I have certain tasks are available. I have some team. Then I don't need to build these things again and again. So if you are following any of the existing template, then it will reduce your work. So that is the difference between copying a brand new template. So brand new template is recommended. If you are an experienced person, you know how to build the full project template. If not, follow the best practices template where you find Ariba system and make a changes to the template now. Now I will go to the overview. If I get an option to delete, I will delete from here. If not exist, then here I will be able to delete the template. There is a parameter in the system. If I maintain that parameter, I will not be getting the option to delete it. If the template, the parameter is not enabled, then I get an option to delete it. Some companies follow. Once created, they don't want to delete it. And once I delete it, there is no way I can retrieve back this template. Just to keep the system clean, I'm just deleting it. I can also search the templates by creation date. By going to this option, click on creation date and search by filter by creation date. Unfortunately, we do not have a filter to search the template names. So these are all the templates. Now, this is the one I have created. I can also go to action, create a folder. Then I will call that folder. Name is Sanjay. Then I will click create. I can place all the templates inside the Sanjay folder. So that way you can organize your templates. So the Sanjay folder is. Now I will be drag and drop this item into the folder. Now this folder, this template will be moved to the folder. That way you can organize the templates. Let's keep it clean up. So I will remove these two after certain time. Let's go quickly and find out sourcing request template, and we will create one sourcing request template and we will publish also. For that I will go by options, document type. I am in a root folder. That means I am in the header folder. So I am not inside of the folder. I will start this list by the document type and I will open one of the sourcing requests and copy that once you create a project using the template, then it is not possible to delete the template because that will have a mismatch. So it will not allow you to template a template once a project is created. Once you publish and project is created, it's not possible to delete a template. Before you are publishing and created any project, then you get an option to delete the template. Alright, then let's leave today's session. So in the next session, we will create the template for sourcing request. Okay, so any questions? There is a slow today. Sinja, yesterday, I have created the sourcing project and then I was trying to add a price acting as a supplier. So I was not able to add the price. Do you know the project name? Yes, probably. My suggestion is maybe they have not configured that line item properly. You can copy from another template and do that. Otherwise, I will tell you that problem with certain, even I am also facing it in the definition maybe. They have done something wrong. So whenever I am using the template, I am getting that problem. Let's find out if I can able to correct that. There is one question. So it says that response required. You have to mark that as a yes. Then only that line item pricing will be visible too. With a supplier, yes, I have marketing. Okay. So may you know the project name? Sourcing request. Unless for 27. Sourcing request ha. Request and then match. Is it a request or project? This one. Yes. Okay. Here the draft and this is the project. You have completed the task. We have created. Okay, done. So where is the issue you are facing? In the project, right? Yes, project. Yes. You can open the project. Click on open. In the project, this is a RFP. Event is RFP. With content initial historical revised. So there is a time remaining for 15 minutes. When I go to the content price, when I was acting as a supplier there, I was not able to add the price. Let's go here the price. 1 edit 1 plus 1. See, read only for participant. No response repair. Response required. You mentioned as no. Okay, I will. Okay. So that means you are telling the supplier that we don't need a response for this particular question. This has to be changed to yes. Click on done. Click next. Now I am updated the template. What is already published? Now I have updated it. Now when I click update system will give me 4 options. What is that? I want to do that. Keep on email. Let's okay. This is the best one. One key participant, existing responses and mail to the participant notifying that they should review their previously submitted response and do that sum. Changes where it is administrative only, you don't need the participant to take an action, use this one. If you don't want to make the changes, discard the existing responses and email. Okay, do not keep so. The bold responses will be removed and email will go to the software. They have to re-participate, do not keep, do not email, discard existing responses. So suppose like you want to cancel it, certain users, any participant added or removed during the update. Keep an email. Now I am going to click on update event. Now the supplier should be able to provide the response. Now once you go to the monitor this event, by any chance we get the option of surrogate bidding. In some template you will get an option. By selecting this here itself, you will get the surrogate bidding. When I go to the team. So here certain templates, we have that functionality. If you are lucky, if you are selecting the template, you can directly act from here and you should be participating as a supplier. Anyone else? Now you can check it out. You will be able to respond as a supplier. Okay? In this session, we are going to look at template creation, quick event template. Today, we are going to look at So template, RS template. Okay, let me take you to the Ariba. Go to Manage, click on Templates. Let's create the template in the folder Sanjay. So, in order to get the sorting by day, so let's select creation date. And start by creation date. Sanjay inside the Sanjay RFP template Sanjay 1st April. Let's open this one. Okay, so I want to rename it. So for example, I want to change the template name by going to Action Edit Properties. I will change this to 2nd April. Just, I want to show you how to change it. You can provide a description. This is for ATM batch. Then click on Save. As we discussed, this is the place where you are going to edit the rules and configuration template. So in the rules, the first one, auction format, which we should not be supposed to change it because once you change it, it will follow the auction format. So we shouldn't be touching this. It has to be basic English only, then capacity type. Here we stopped yesterday. So Ariba is providing 3 type of capacity. Type, that means how many type, number of line items you can have in an RFP. The standard one will cover up to 2000 line items, so that this is more than enough for any of the RFP. However, there will be situations where the number of line items are more than 2000. In such scenario, you cannot use a RIPE standard capacity RFP. You have to use large capacity. Once you select large capacity, then the event will run based on a Excel import and upload only. It is not possible via user interface because you will not able to scroll through 2000 line items one by one. That's the reason you have to change to large capacity. Once you change to large capacity, the quotation, validation and all will happen based on Excel file. Simple is up to 200. Since standard covers the simple, we just go with the standard only. So if you have a doubt on particular rule, what is this rule is going to do that, click on this I button. This will explain. A standard capacity events can contain up to 2000 line items. Larger capacity can contain up to 10,000 line items using Excel. So once you selected and the contents are accessed exclusively using Excel spreadsheet, you will not be able to through via user interface to consider this option. Must participants improve their bids? Must we know? Followed by there is one more rule which will come that you have to make. It is no when you're changing the capacity to the a large capacity. Then supplier eligibility criteria. We are going to discuss about suppliers eligibility in SLP module, but the supplier eligibility for criteria, the supplier is having different statuses. Let's may explain quickly. Supplier status. So basically, when you have created a supplier or onboarded a supplier or you registered a supplier in your Ariba profile or Ariba supplier master, then his status would be not invited status. At this stage, supplier is created, but he was not invited to accept our link or invitation. So that is not invited status. After that, when we send him an invitation saying that, hey, please register in Ariba, then the status will move to invited status. After he clicks the link which we have shared and he registered in Ariba, then he will be having registered status. So once he is in a registered status, then the qualification means you are going to qualify him based on commodity. Or region qualification is an additional layer. After you complete the registration with the supplier to qualify him for certain commodity or for certain region combination, saying that this supplier is qualified and we can do the business with him. After the qualification, there is a preferred status. Suppose there are multiple suppliers have been qualified. You want to classify them into different preferences. Maybe you want to give some supplier a top priority, another priority, lower priority that comes in the preferred supplier. So basically, your supplier will be having 5 statuses in RFP or any event we can decide what level of supplier statuses are allowed to participate in the event, are award in the event. So there are 2 cases. Participants means very basic when we send him, whether we can send invitation to any of these suppliers. That's called participation. Award means after we complete the quotation or evaluation, then we are going to place an order or they were just providing a business confirmation. That's called awarding. So let me take you back to the Ariba. So here you have an option supplier eligibility criteria minimum, status or even participation. Currently it is not invited. That means any of the supplier can be invited into sourcing event. Minimal status for award, this is also not invited. So what I want to do here, I want to make this as a registered. So I don't want to give business to the supplier who is not registered. So I will be giving him a registered status. Okay, now this options I am going to decide as an administrator whether we will allow the supplier statuses or not. Sometime your company may say that a event to participate in a quotation. I want the suppliers to be registered. If they are not registered, we don't want to deal with him. So we want for them to be registered by a SLP module. That means we want to go through the vendor relation team to accept the supplier registration. After that only we will allow him to participate in even in search scenario. You will change this rule to registered status. Currently I am keeping as it is, and below that there are 3 options will be given. So hidden reader, read only what is hidden and read only if I select hidden. When the user is creating an RFP, he is not going to see this particular rule. However, if I keep it as a read only, he can see, but he will not able to modify the decision. Now I have an option to select any of these things. Once I keep him only, read only, the decision is mine, but he will not able to change it, but he can be informed. For example, in this scenario, I will be saying read only. Even this is also, I will be saying read only. Okay, then you will also have one more option that is delegated. When I give this option as a delegated, then the user who is creating an RFP can change the values. For example here, yes or no, he can able to change it here. He can able to select different status also if I provide him delegated. Unfortunately, we will not allow for one event, one status. Second event, second status. It has to uniform for the entire template. That is the reason you don't see the delegate option. You can only decide either the status, whether not invited or registered, or whatever the status you want to keep it. You can decide on the supplier eligibility criteria. Okay, after that, envelope rules. So what is envelope rules? There are public organization. If you have come across or know what will happen is when they ask for a tenders. Tenders or quotations are bidding, anything you can call it though. The suppliers are the builders who can able to provide respond. They have to put their tender or the quotation in a sealed envelope and they have to drop it the drop boxes. Once a particular day or the event start date comes that day, they will open the envelope in front of everybody and they are going to choose whom they want to give the business. This is to avoid price leakage to the other suppliers. That is the reason they provide in a sealed envelope. Timing rules we are going to configure. Enable preview period before bidding open. What does it mean? So suppose if I'm publishing my RFP at 8:30 during this time, 8:20 to 8:30. That period is called preview period. Do you want the preview period or not? That is what you're going to decide. Certain rules are already delegated. That means the system has configured. The best practices has configured. Keep it as a no by default, but delegate this option. If you want to change, you can change it. Can go with the default one. So we will allow, maybe the buyer will decide if you want to allow preview period or not. During preview, participants review the event and determine how much they will bid. When the bidding open, so enabling a preview period will allow them to see the prices. If I do not allow the preview period, then they are not going to look at the item detail. They will not be able to visible it. That's the preview period. So how lot bidding will begin and end? There are 3 ways the lot bidding will happen. So what is parallel, staggered and serial? Let me explain that. So lot bidding means, suppose I am having 3 line items. So line item A, line item B, line item C. When my event opens it, let's say 9 a.m. today, I want all these 3 line items to be open. And they can able to provide the prices. This is called parallel bidding. This is one method of parallel bidding. So parallelly all the items are open and all the line items are closed at one time. There is one more option, that is serial bidding. So what will happen in serial bidding? Same 9. Serial bidding. Let's say 9 am to 20. Only I will allow line item A to be bidded. For other ones, they will not be allowed. Okay. After line item 1 closes, then from 9:20 to 9:40, I will be allowing this line item to be open. And they will not be able to enter the prices in here. Or in the third one, after 9:40 till 10 am, I will only allow entering the price in line item 3. By doing this method, I have the visibility. So I can able to visible or I can able to focus only on line item, only one line item only. That's called serial bidding. There is combination of both. That's called parallel bidding. In parallel bidding, what happened? The line item will open for all 3. Okay, however, close the sequence after 920. Then this will be closed. Then they are only allowed for line item 2 and line item 3. Similarly, after certain time, this line item will be closed and he will only able to enter prices for this only. That's called parallel bidding. You can also decide how we want the lot bidding to happen. Let me take you to Ariba. By default, it's a parallel. That means all the line items are open and all the line items are closed simultaneously. This is I don't need to delegate it. My company follows the parallel bidding. So I want to hide this information. Similarly, we don't allow freeway period also because I am giving an ample of time. When the event is open, they can verify the detail and they can do this. So once I hide this information, the supplier, the RFP creator, will not see this particular rule. Response start time. How the response has to start? As soon as I click the publish button, or I can schedule for a future date. But however, I want to allow only publish button. Then I'm going to change this also to hide only. So I don't want him to visible. Only one option only. As soon as he clicks the publish button, it has to open. This I cannot be changed because I have selected this as a hidden. So then, how much time the supplier has to enter? By default, I will say 120 minutes. That means 2 hours. But, however, this can be changed by the RFP owner as per his wish. There is a reminders also. Suppose if the event is going for multiple days, you can decide how many before hours you want to send a reminder under. So, for example, I am keeping standard as 120 minutes. I will be sending a reminder, start reminder, 60 minutes, 1 hour before the due date. Then reminder every. After that, I will not able to save. So what will happen? I am having an event for 120 minutes. That is nothing but 2 hours. Or let's put it like this, 2 hours. Reminder will go at 1 hour. Actually, when you are having multi, like 10 days or something, then you can configure reminders to send 5 days before, 3 days before, 1 day before. Like that, you can able to configure it. However, this is editable by the end user or the requester. Set a repeat period after lot or item closes. So, when we follow lot bidding, do you want to allow a time between one lot to another lot? It is not required. I am going to hide this information. Allow bidding over time. What is bidding over time? Suppose now event is going to be completed by 9 am. In last 2 minutes, somebody has entered a price and he becomes a lead one bidder. So this gives a situation where the price was revealed because he waited almost to the last minute. He just entered the bid before the event closes and he become the lead bid. So in that scenario, this bidding over time will help. So you can able to decide. When I say yes, the system will give additional option. Bid rank that triggers over time. Okay, in the same example, if that person enters the bid in the last 5 minutes and he becomes the lead one, allow over time of 5 minutes. That is system automatically extend even by 9:05. So 5 minutes will be extended. Again, it will go through by, if anyone enters last here, I'm going to say last 2 minutes and he becomes lead one, then 5 minutes will be extended. That's called bidding over time. Suppose your company do not follow this bidding over time and then you can hide this information. This will help to protect the other active builders. So for example, I have opened my bid at 9 o'clock, 9:10. Somebody has entered. He has provided a best rate. And after the last minute, with a small fraction of amount, somebody has entered the price and he becomes a lead bidder. To avoid such situation, allow bidding over. Time will be helpful. So I am going to, by default, I'm going to keep it as a no, but however, I'm delegating it so that end use. The RFP owner can change it estimated or tech. This we don't need. So I'm going to hide this information. So this way you can able to configure the template rules. How you will configure? You will be sitting with the business and business is the one who is going to take the decision. You might be explaining him the features and he is going to tell you whether they want to follow that particular rule, whether they want to allow that decision to the RF creator or not by these settings. Now let's move to the bidding rules. So far we discussed about timing, rule, capacity, action template format. Now let's move to bidding rules. Allow surrogate bidding when the event is closed. What does it mean? Suppose event is closed by today 10 o'clock. Some supplier has called you and he's saying that he want to provide you the price, but event is closed. How can you do that? Via surrogate bid, you can allow even after surrogate bid. You are aligned. Sorry, you were even disclosed. You want to allow surrogate bidding? Then you can use this software. This is applicable where some situations. You might need to accept a quotation from a supplier who is a trustworthy or he is a sub. Or you are a owner of that company. For example, it's a group company. You are going to buy some items from your sister concern. And there are other suppliers who provided the prices. But you want to give the business to the sister concern, then this rule might be helpful. But by default, it is no and it is hidden also. Allow participant to submit weights by email, not required. If you are allowing them to submit by email, then what is the meaning of conducting RFP in online? So that's the reason we generally not required. And even this is, I'm going to hide this information. I don't need to allow any suppliers to respond by email. Enable multi-ground bidding. Enable scoring on participants' responses. So you can also include second questions asking them whether they will provide extended warranty or some other line item. Based on that, you might be taking a awarding decision. You can allow scoring on a participant responses. Let it. So option will be available. So if they want to use, they can use it. Use transformation bidding format. This is the important one. What is transformation bidding format? Let me explain that. We have seen, we think over time. This might be interview questions also. When they ask them to explain some of the rules, then you can explain this. Where are we now? Transformation. What is bid transformation? So for example, I am located in Hyderabad. I have my suppliers located in Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai. As we all know that I have some suppliers in Hyderabad. Okay, I know if I'm buying from Chennai, it will cost me randomly, I'm saying 10, Kolkata. Supplier, it will cost me 15, Mumbai 18, either bath maybe 2 rupees or $2. This is the transportation cost. I need to pay for an item when I am collecting pricing for an item. I don't consider these values. They are only going to give me the price for that item only. As per MITAP or whatever it is, they are going to give the pricing. But however, when I am taking a decision, it is going to affect me because even for example, let's say price is 50, all of them. Provided 50, but if I give the business from Mumbai, since his price is same, I am going to lose. If I give business to Kolkata also, I am going to lose. In this situation, who is the best for me? Even though the prices remain same, Hyderabad supplier will be the best for me, then I am going to give the business to him. However, this information is only relevant to me. It does not care about the suppliers unless if the price is very low. Then if I want to consider, let's say this supply price is 40 vein 40, Carabit supplier 50. Okay, still the total cost for me 52, 58, 55, 50. No, whom I have to go here? I might go with this supplier because this price is lower even Hyderabad supplier. I cannot go. So Ariba what will do? When you select a bid transformation, it will allow one line item to be added by you, one cost term. We just call this as a cost term. You can add a cost term that is only visible to the buyer only and supplier prices are mapped along with this and system will recommend this. is L1. This is L3. This is L4. Lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, lead 4. This is based on system is considering the cost which you have included in the price, even though the price differences, but it is going to allocate like this. Let's call transformation bidding format. Do you want to allow the transformation bidding? There is no option. This is by default. It is going to give it to the end user. Bid guardian percentage. We don't need that one. Bid guardian. Percentage means suppose somebody has entered a price next time when he is changing. Do you want to allow a guardian percentage? Sometime participant accidentally place bids for the wrong value. For example, they might actually okay. Let's think of this example. So this guy, instead of entering 10 rupees, he thought 0, 0 and he entered. It becomes 1000. Then when other suppliers are entering, you have configured a rule that they have to enter a price less, plus or minus something of the bidder. Then the event is going to be distracted. So to avoid this, you can configure a lead bidding so that when the price they enter are within the range only. That's what. Sometimes participant accidentally place bids for the wrong value. For example, they might accidentally leave out a 0 and bid 10 times lower than their intended price. In other case 1000, if they put 0, then it becomes 110. This can block the progress of the auction. The bid guardian allows you to guard and organize this problem. Participants see a warning message if they improve a previous bid or bid below the event ceiling or initial value by more than the specified percentage. To disable the warning message, set the field to 0. This is relevant only in the bidding auction. Allow owner to change bid improvement rules. Actually, we selected, I think, English to reverse something. That's why it is giving. Anyway, certain rules are relevant to bid action that we don't need to change. Allow bonus to change bid improvement rules at the land item. Not allow bonus to change bid improvement rules at the land item. Yes. Can participants create alternative responses? Yes, not required. Enable custom offline response, not required. Much participant improve their bid. So if you are selecting large capacity, that you have to mark it as a no. Must participant improve the error bit? Must participant beat lead beat? These are all related to auction event. Must participant improve their bids? So when you enable this rule, suppose one supplier has entered a price of 100 and you have configured 5 is the protection, then the supplier next time he has to enter. After 95, only he cannot enter between 100 to 5. That is called must improvement their bids. They cannot put higher price after they started the bidding. That's about. Must participant improve their bid? Must participants bid lead bid? So in auction format, what will happen? Suppose I have entered a price of 90, then another vendor. If he is providing the value, he should be entering the price less than 90. That case, if you are allowing no, so by doing this, what will happen? You are not allowing the other supplier to enter the prices. So if you want to follow, you can do that. But anyway, this is no delegated. Can a buffer to protect the lead weight create a buffer to protect? The lead bit means suppose one supplier has entered price of 100. If I keep protection, say $2, then another supplier can only enter 98. Only he cannot enter 99. So this is to avoid very fractional differences in a bidding so that the bidding will consume. For example, maybe if you've seen an auction and somebody saying 100 sir, 1 lakh. Another person says 1 lakh, 1 rupee, then he's a top bidder. Only for 1 rupee, they have to waste their timing. If you protect the bid, let's say that any one increase in the bid, it has to be minimum 1000 rupees, then another person has to give 1 lakh 1000. So similarly, create a buffer will protect the lead bid option. Improve bid amount by percentage or nominal amount. This we are delegating it. That means the buyer can decide the change of the rates. Change of the prices by nominal amount or price. Nominator means rupee value. Percentage means percentage of the bid amount. Can participants submit tie bids? Tie bids means both the suppliers entering the same price. Whether do you want to allow tie bids? So we allow the tie bids. If you don't allow tie bids, what will happen? One supplier entering a price, another supplier is also entering a price. The system will say we cannot accept tie bids. So by doing this, you are leaking an information to the vendor that somebody else has entered the price of that amount. So we generally allow tie bids for all the suppliers so that the supplier will not be aware what is. The other supplier has entered the price. Allow owner to implement the non-competitive terms not required. Required surrogate bid justification. Suppose if the bidding on behalf of supplier is done, then a pop-up message will ask why you are doing the surrogate bid and you have to enter the justification. So currently it is non-hidden. Required participant to give a reason for declining a bid. Suppose that when the supplier event participation messages, if he is declining a bid, if you want him to forcefully put some comment, then you have to mark this as yes. Allow suppliers to add item. Currently it is no and it is hidden also. Add item means suppose you are asking for 4-line item and he can add 5th line item and provide his price also. Do you want to allow that added item? Not required. To capture detailed breakdown not required. So this is about your time. Bidding rules. Now currency rules. Suppose you are conducting event in multiple countries located abroad. Do you want to allow them to enter their prices or you want your prices? We are located in India. If I am conducting a Inga, I don't have one prices to be compared. So in that scenario, I will be asking them to enter the bid only on INR. Then you say allow participant to select bidding currency as no. However, if you allow them to enter their prices, then you allow the option as yes. After you enter this, you can also show exchange prices also to the suppliers. So then what will happen? They will know what is the exchange rate. You are considering it and they can provide their prices as well. Anyway, this is delegated, so the buyer can take a decision. Can project owner create own formulas? Can project owner create a response team by default? Response team means if the supplier is having multiple contacts, that's called response team. So how the response team? Can project owner create response team by default? If yes, the newly invited suppliers will be the response team automatically. Suppose you have 2 contacts, you have included the third one. The third supplier will become the response team. So if you don't, all of the 3 suppliers will be receiving the quotation and who is responsible person will provide the response. Enable document URL template. So this is when they are having an integration by providing URL. They will able to respond in their system. Do you want to allow that URL terms? Market feedback. Generally, this is related to supplier related rules. Show formulas to all the participants not required. Suppose if I configure formula which I want to show the suppliers not required. Specify how participants view market information. Enable your starting gate for each lot. So you can also provide once on conditional basis of your quotation. Once they pass starting gate, then you will allow him to participate to the other questions. If not, they will be kicked out from the event. That's called starting gate. If you don't want to follow, you can ignore this. Enable a starting gate after the each lot or do not enable starting gate. The starting gate applies to all participants invited to the event. When the starting gate is enabled, participants who do not submit a valid bid that satisfy the starting gate criteria will not see any market information on the bidding console, even detail page or the lot item detail page. Note if the participant has only one bid and that bid is removed from the lot or auction, the participant lost access to the market information. You should require a starting price at lot level. If you use the starting gate feature, users can submit extremely high bid if a starting gate is not required. So you can also decide. You ask him to tentative price. If the price is within your range, you want him to participate in the event. Otherwise, you want to remove him from the participant. That's enabling a starting gate will be helpful. So participant responses to other responses. Obviously, we will not allow. So participant responses to other responses. Suppose before participation, I will not able to see who is leading under. If I allow this thing, once he enters a price, then the supplier will know their status. After participant first response is accepted, then he will able to see whether what is the level he is there. But anyway, no reason. All the suppliers are marked as what is this one, masked names. Ariba will never reveal the real name of the suppliers to other suppliers. Hide number of bidders using same participants or unique layers. So vendor 1, vendor 2, vendor 3, like that you want, or unique supplier 1, supplier 2, something you can design. So reserve price to all the participants. Yes, can participants see ranks? They won't rank when they're leading. So line item level in the rank not required. So calculated value of competitive. From so bid graph to all the participants. So these are all how you want, whether you want to allow the suppliers to see the bid graph or not. Except then as part of the graph, you also have messages. You can communicate within the suppliers or within the team members as well. So message board rules are followed here. Email address of the sponsor to which participant can reply. By default, the person who is creating. He is the one who is going to receive the email. Suppose, if you want to change this one, then you allow this option. Owner email address only, that is by default and that is hidden. Also certain situation where the procurement buyer will be conducting an auction. However, the responses has to go to some common email address. In such scenario, you have to enable this friction as delegated and the buyer can define other email address if it is required. Suppose your company has a policy that only the buyer has to receive the responses. You can hide this information. Allow participant to send messages to the project team. Participants means nothing but supplier. Whether the supplier can send messages to the project team. No. If you are saying yes, during what time you want to allow them to send. Preview, start and complete run only. After the event is completed, we don't want to receive any responses. Choose who must access the event message. Go to view the created messages. That's fine. Choose default recipient for emails sent to all the participants. Choose default recipient for emails sent to team members. Disable system notification for participant who has submitted responses. So after they provide the responses, if you don't want to send any more notification, you can choose this option. Bidder agreement. So bidder agreement, they have to accept 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10 rules will be there. They have to accept it. So from where the bidder agreement is coming, that I will show you. Here you bidder agreement. This is the bidder agreement. Each time supplier has to accept these terms before participation. Suppose you don't want this to be added to your rules. Then you can keep it as a no. This is also, I will be delegating it in each time. Maybe first time new supplier. I will allow him to select the bidder agreement. After that I don't want the supplier. So I am going to decide to give it to the end user. I'll just exit now. I will show you return to project. Before you publish this event, you can create a test project to see what are all the options the end user is going to see. So in the template, using the left hand side, create test sourcing project, you can enable. To perform the testing before publishing the template. So as we are sure that RFP will only visible when I select pick project. So currently, let's say first 3 pages. Let's see. So in 3 pages, the template is not available. Okay, now I'll change to quick project. And I changed the quick project. Yeah, next I have to select RFP. Once I select RFP, okay, here you can see RFP template. Sunday 2nd April, this is for (8 am) batch. If I change to RFP, then my template should not be visible. So then your template rules have been configured correctly. So RFP is passed. Now let's put some dummy values. Okay, by default it is selected. Click on create text. You can see here minimum supplier status is not invited, minimum status is awarded. Why the the AF owner is able to visible because I have shown him read only. However, he will not able to change the decision. That's why it's read only. However, in this situation, you can able to change this apps yes or no because we have delegated the option now. Supplied eligibility criteria, envelope rules, timing rules, fixed duration 2 hours. 2 hours can be changeable. 2 minutes or 2 hours. As soon as I go to the last page, I will be publishing all. Or I can choose fixed time as well. Allow bidding overtime also, I have allowed it. All other rules have been disabled so that the buyer will not get confused. Now I'm going to change the timing rule to delegated. So let's click on exit. Just one. To show the difference, return to dashboard. That's why instead of selecting, return to object. Edit. So timing rule here I have hide. So now I am going to delegate it. Click on exit. Return to project. Open my test person. Let's see. Otherwise we'll create a time. Now you can choose. So whether the publish button or you can choose enter 2 hours which is defaulted, but they can change it when I edit. 1 hour is the combination. I have kept it. So once you mentor the values there, that will get defaulted but can be editable by the user. Bidding rules, enable scoring is allowed. Must participants improve their bids? Not required. Must participants lead bid, etc. You can able to make now. So we have seen configuring the rules and configuring the continue working. Return to this. Continue working on this event. Exit. Okay, so this one. Now when I selected RFP and RFP, then it is showing around bottom or something. So if I want to improve, that has to come to the top. Then I can adjust my rank. Now currently the rank is 0. all the projects with the ranking answer 0. Then it will be shown as an alphabetical order. Let's change this to edit RFP. There are two methods. People are using like this AA, then this project will come. But instead of that, this is the correct method. You have to assign proper ranking for your template, then accordingly it will get changed. So, for example rank, I'll be giving -25, click on save. So the negative value I have just given, because even for each one, each time I'm creating, so create my test project now. You should see this. RFP is being topped up rather than showing in the bottom. RFP quick project. You can see now this has been same top. So the Sanjay. So this one I was given some -5,000 or something. That's why this has been popular, because I have given -20. That way you can able to make the positioning of your template on the top. That is via the ranking. Let me rename this ranking to edit properties minus or put it 0. Then access control. So access control means who can able to open this project. Tomorrow I will discuss about. There are certain things you can able to condition based. You can able to show this template, and also you can restrict the access to the other people by using access control, and also there are approval tasks, and that we will be discussing in tomorrow's session. Any question? So whatever we have learned today, that is consultant's responsibility. Ariba consultant work. So far, what we have discussed is end user or a sourcing agent is going to perform that activity. And now, in order to create a template, we go to manage, click on template, then we will create it. But to open a template, we don't need to go to that area. We can find out because we know the template which we have created. Under sourcing project, I will call as Sanjay. I'll click for the search button. Then under the options, I will display only the templates. Then click on search. We should be having second April template. This is the one I can just simply open. So this way I can go to the head template by searching from the template. Now we have edited the rules. Let's go back to the rules. We have completed this section. Now we'll move to the next section. Here suppliers will be added not by template, but it is added by the users based on the item category which are the supplier they want to invite. They will be adding it. And here, if you don't have anything, the user will be provided with the option to create it. Now, if you want to create something, so let's say I want to create one question which is like, do you have valid manufacturer? License. So I would be expecting the answer is yes or no. So answer time is no. I will also allow there are responses required. Yes, the supplier has to provide the response. Participant can add additional comments and attachments if that is the case. Maybe I will also put the message here itself. If yes, please upload the document or upload the license copy. This is what I want to communicate to you. So I am going to click done basically. So I am looking for a company called manufacturers. So we have this IRFB being used only for the manufacturer related parts. In that situation, this question can be defaulted so that they will be adding the license copy whenever you are asking for a quotation. By doing this way, I don't want my users to ask this question by himself. So this will be available. If you want to use this question, he will use it. Otherwise, you will select that item and delete it during the RFP creation. So by giving this way, you are providing sufficient information. If not required, you will be deleting it. Even you can also add requirement asking something to be done. Then, if you want to add a line item, by going to the add, you can add line item. So, whatever the cost items which you are going to define here will be added. So, when I say line item, this item can be deleted or updated by the user. Required response. Read only not required price quantity extended price fitting rules. Click on Done. Award item is not specified for. Alright. So I added line item. So this item can be edited during the line item creation. If you want to include service line item also, you can add. Template does not allow you to create an item type of this type. That's okay. And then now I also want to provide some information about my company. Then I will be putting a requirement. Requirement is just providing a information. You are not expecting the supplies to provide any response. We will be saying that we only entertain suppliers having minimum 5 years of experience. Just click Done. Or you can provide your introduction about your company, etc. So you can provide. But for this question, I am not expecting any answer. So we are just informing to the supplier only. Maybe you can provide an instruction also. Only those relevant to the accepting our terms and condition only. Please participate. The decision of the buyer is the final. Don't ask. All those things you can add as a requirement, but don't expect anything from the supplier. If you are expecting anything from the supplier, then that has to be a question, not the requirement. Click on Next, click on Exit. Now we have configured the rules. And we have also configured the item during content. What is the item which we want to add it? Now, as we discussed, the suppliers will be having two type of approvals can be configured for two cases. One is at the time of publishing. Publishing means enabling to the market or the network. So that time you can create one approval flow, or during awarding time, you can create one approval flow. So where you can configure that approval flow. By going to the task, you can able to do the task, or by clicking on document. You can decide approval for publish, approval for award. For example, approval for publish. That means when this task will be activated once I enter all the line item details rules. And then when I click on publish, the system would expect that somebody has to approve it before this can be published. Generally, a junior resources, when he is creating it, he may send for the approval of his senior so that he makes sure that whatever created is correct, so that you can configure one the approval task. But however, when I do this, the system will stop me and I have to send for an approval. then only the event will be published. But however, we don't want that because publishing does not matter. But when we are confirming the business I want, that has to be approved by sourcing manager. Then I'm going to click on approval for award. So approval for award. RFP template, Sanjay and writing a description. Approval is merged for awarding who has to. Approve. Owner is that the task becomes the owner. Project owner is the task owner. Allow. Data approval not required. External system approval not required here in the approval. I am going to select sourcing manager. Whoever having a permission of a sourcing manager, they can approve it. Or I can also choose the name of the individual person also. Let's say Voronetla or something. This is a user, whereas this is a group. So the advantage of group is, suppose when I configure Voronetla, he leaves the organization. Then if I want to make a change, I have to come to the template, update the task and replace the user with the new user. Suppose if I give permission or approval permission to a group. So in this group, Voronetla will be having a membership. Suppose if he leaves the organization, another person joins. He can be added into the group without touching the template. So that is the advantage of using groups instead of individuals are the business users. Click on down now, the sourcing manager has to approve it due days that we will be leaving to the end user. Is it mild situation? No. Required. So if I keep it as a no, then the task becomes optional. Required means the task has to be approved by the user. Then I'll click on OK. Now I have configured one approval flow. I have configured the template. We have discussed about the ranking. Also, when I keep it higher ranking, the template will be visible in the first. Now, access control. Suppose this project is only accessed by the team members, where I can configure the team. Under actions, I can click on edit team. Currently, what is the team available? Only project owner is there. I will be adding one more group. Here I can call a group called sourcing manager. I can use this sourcing manager also during approval process. What I have just now created is a system level group where whoever having that particular permission will be able to approve it. Now under sourcing manager, I want to give an approval like active team member or use search by the team member. You will be having 3 type of permissions. What is this permissions will do? Active team member. So active team member means you can able to be created, document created, task, announcement participants. All these things can be done by active team member. If it is an observer team member, probably your colleagues, you can give this action, just they will be verifying, only they will not able to modify the content. So that is observer team member. This access team member with limited access, he will be able to create the document. He will be able to create and edit the task also. So you will be providing this permission to the senior or the supervisor, so he can able to make changes, and before he publish it, he can approve the RFP publishing. That way you can configure which are the permission you want to give it. So for example, I'm crafting as a sourcing manager, so I'm going to give all the roles. Then the members can be added manually. So whoever I am adding a member here, they are going to be acting like a sourcing manager with whatever the permissions I have provided. These permissions are only available for this template only, whereas sourcing manager, system group that will give access to the entire project. This is only the project specific permission which I am going to give. Click on OK. Now I also want to show visibility condition. What is that visibility condition? This template I just want to show only to a manufacturing department. not to anybody else. How can I do that? By going to the conditions, I will be adding a condition. What is the condition department equal to manufacturing? So here you can add any description, these two. A text only, which will not have any reference, but this is to identify what is the condition. Here we are going to create the condition by selecting the field match. Select what is the department here. Departments is equal to select a value. Select the departments. I would be selecting manufacturing department. If I don't have department, let's see if we have manufacturing. Or I will say production suppose. If you want to select multiple, also you can select production. Department and QA department. Click on done. Click on done is equal to both means. It may not be possible. So I will be saying is in the list. So if the department is either production or a QA department, then this condition will be satisfied. Now I am going to apply this condition to the project visibility by going to the action edit properties. Come down here under the condition. Department equal to manufacturing. I am applying the condition here only when this is satisfied. The template will be visible. I just want to test it whether it is working as my expectation by creating a test project. Okay, so we'll be selecting fit project and I would be selecting. AFP select. No, you can select any department. I will be selecting some HR process department. Then I will not be able to select my template because I have selected a different department. With these header conditions, my template is not visible. However, if I change my department to production department, automatically I will be removing HR. I will go to the first page or second page. You can see AFP templates on the 2nd April. This is for AT and P. So when I select either production department or what is the other one, I have an A. That's mod. Production or QA department. When I have QA department, I should be able to select my template. Now, so that is also working fine. Now I am ready to publish the template. Currently, this is in our original version. Currently, we need to draft the status. Once I make a publish, how do I make a publish? Going to the action, click on publish. Once I make a publish, then this template is now available for all the end users or basically the sourcing agent. So let's create one event using our own template. Create sourcing project now as a business user. I am doing this as a sourcing agent. I want to create projects using the template. This was designed for manufacturing department. AFP project FP. The apartment should be production or cuisine. Sanjay RFP. This is our second template. This one RFP template, Sanjay second template. Click on create. Okay, this is where displayed. So that's how it is working. Currently, let's create no envelopes. When I publish, the event has to start. 2 hours. I'm going to keep it open. Enable scoring. Yes, I will keep it. Enable approval for team grading not required. Choose the scoring. All these things selected to be. So include bidder agreement. So I don't want the bidder agreement. I'll click next. I should have added one surrogate bidding also. Let's do. This is not working. Click next. I'll just add one supplier. For the selection, search for CT. I will be selecting any supplier. Okay, click OK. Click next. So this is defaulted. If I want to keep it, I can keep it or I can remove also. Let it be also now. I will be adding a line item. This is what we have selected. I will add the line item as this line item commodity. One quantity 2000 INR, maximum 2000. Why this bid agreement is coming, I don't know. Actually, this is only for the let's see click done. Enable scoring. Customer default grading method. Must participant input. If it's no. In participant submit type, it's a required participant too. Please allow participants to enable your time. So let's say line item 2. Yeah, because of some rules 2000. Now it's not asking me the bidding. 2000, click on done. I will be removing the first item. I will edit the line item. Click on done. Click next before I publish. If I want to view as a supplier, I can view this. How it is looking like. So he is expected to provide yes, and he can add attachment. The second we only entertain suppliers having minimum 5 years. So he is okay, line item 1, so he can enter the price for that item and update the total. So this is looking as expected. Then click on next. Click on publish. Monitor this event. So now let's act as a supplier and provide the response. CT February 25. How do we act? Manage administration, supplier and customer manager. Name of the user. February 25 organization act as acting as a supplier. Test February open RFP. Intent to participant, because if you remember, in the bidding rules I said no, not required. That's why it is only asking intent to participant. So do you have valid manufacturing license? If yes, please upload it. So let's say he don't have it. Line item 1 2000 is the maximum price. He is giving a price of 1750, update total. Then he is going to submit his response. You can see 2 hours he is remaining. He is providing his response. Let's stop acting as a supplier. Now monitor this event. So we have created a template and we have used our one template by going to the recent RFP. Action stop event. So you have options here. So you can reduce the timing slowly, you can reduce the event, or you can stop the event. You can cancel them. Canceling means you are canceling the event, you are not expecting anything. Stopping means you are reducing the timing. Immediately the event will begin to stop and it will move to the next status. Reduce timing. Instead of 2 days, if you want to reduce like 1 day, you can reduce the timing. Extended timing, same thing. If you want to extend for additional time, you can do that. Pause the event. Temporarily, you want to hold the event, you can use this pause event. Now let's stop that event. You can play around with that values. Click OK, immediately it stopped and it moves to the next. Status. Each time the messages will go to the supplier and you can verify that messages under Messages tab. Here you can see this, so event has been submitted, it stopped, it is not working. Event is no longer accepting the responses. It has moved to pending selection. So if you want to look at the message, click this message. You can read this. This is the subject which is sent to the participant, this guy from Oranet Love. The message is like this, click on OK. Now let's go to award. Since it is only one supplier, we want to give an award by going to the scenario best debate. Click on view and they say award proposed detail CTK 100%. So submit for award. Send mails to awarded participants because only one supplier only. Now you would be noticing one thing because publishing required an approval. Once I do this activity, when I go to the award action, view award approval task. Actually, it should show us there is a message should come anywhere. If not, also by going to the action. Click on view, award approval task. You can see it is already triggered. So this person will be receiving a notification saying that you have to approve because somebody is performing a RB for publishing it. So the manager, because I am a manager, when I go to the approval flow, this is with sourcing manager. I am part of the sourcing manager group Moranet Clove. That's why I get an option to take a decision. I can approve. Once I approve, the message will go to the supplier now in an exit. I have completed. Awarding activity. I went to the scenario, I have used the submitted item. Then when I go to the messages, you can see that still the message did not go to the supplier after I complete this. Approval immediately. Message will go to the supplier. Now let's go to the view award approval. Click on approve. Click OK. That's it. Now you can see this one lot from the event. Has been awarded to Rin Sanjay C. The message has gone to the submit. The following is the summary of the first line item 3, line item 1. Complete the transaction. Please contact this person, clear any questions on the RFP template or quick event template. Yeah, sorry, I have a question related to this. So once we are done with the template, right, so in future. If we want to edit, we can write, yes, you can. Now you have to go to the mayonnaise template and then create a new version, and then you can make the changes. Suppose now you have run this one. Your client has come and he said that, okay, now all our sourcing team has been trained. We are already having only the senior resources. There is no approval is needed. They will manage it. So if they are the decisions makers, so you remove that approval. How you can remove that? Once you configure an approval task in the template and which you make it as a mandatory, that has to be followed only. There is no other way you can cancel that particular task. In that scenario, you will go to the template, update the template, and then publish it once. You do that next time onwards. Whoever creating a temp using this template, creating a project, they don't see the word approval pass. Vivek, you were having some questions. Yeah, so as Vanita said, like when we create a new version, Sanjay, will it not impact any current? No, existing version will not be impacted. There is no way. Existing version, that's enough. Either you have to cancel the existing document and create new project using the updated version. So updated version means as soon as you publish, that becomes an updated version. Whenever new project is created, that will take the latest version of the template. Okay, so by default, whenever we publish, it creates a new version and the older version will not be visible under RFP. That's correct. Yes, even any template once you publish, system, all the new projects will pick the latest version. It is not possible to choose. If I can change from the third version, not possible. Whatever the active version, only one version only available for the users. And even if I create a new version, Sanjay, I can still go back and change the default settings to old version. I can make it active or inactive. Exactly, no. Two things here maybe. Maybe you are asking correct. Only so let's say now I have created template version 1 after some time. I made a version 2 after version 3. Suppose as an end user, I will never have the option to select previous version, only the active. The latest version only will be available for me. If you're asking, can we revert back to the older version? Then as an administrator or the Ariba consultant, you have to open this version from the template section. Click on create new version, then your V4 version will be created. V4 version created with the base as version 1. And from here without any changes, if you publish it, basically V1 and V4 are same only. That's how you can revert back to the older version. However, an end user, when he is creating the project, he is going to use the version 4 only, not the version 1 or anything. But the inside, whatever the rules configured will remain same as of version 1. Clear? Yeah. Now let's see. I have a doubt. After I publish my template and I have created one project, can I delete that template? Literally, it is not possible. I don't know. Maybe if Ariba has enabled something now. Let's see if we can able to delete the template. If you remember, the template was created under Sanjay folder. Next time we will add that Sanjay folder here. So it is easy for us to click that template. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the creation date, then start by creation. Date. Sanjay, I'm going to add this to the quick links. Add to quick links. Then next time onwards, I don't need to go to here unless somebody has changed or deleted this one. I'll click on open. I have my templates. So this is the one which we are just active and we have used also. Do I get an option to delete? Obviously not possible. This one which is under processing, only I will able to delete it. That other one, I only have open and coffee. I will not able to make the delete. Suppose I don't want this template to be available. Action inactivate. Click OK. OK. Now this template will not be available. When you go to the Create Sourcing project, it's verified. So when we come back and make it active, will it again repeat the approval flow, Sanjay, or no? No, there will be no change. But now that template will be active. That is only the thing. Okay. So it will not overwrite any approvals or anything. Let's say quick project RFP. This project no. This project no. Regions Asia Pacific. Departments QA or production. Obviously, you will not be able to see the template. Somewhere here we are having the right. Then going back, let's go to the same thing now. We cancel manage. Template. Okay, now here Sanjay, click on open. Now I make this as active. By simply creating, now reactivate. So it will open the version 1 and that is available for the user. Suppose, I think as I discussed, you made a blunder in the version 1. There was some mistake which is triggering some unknown approval, or the department may be not correct. It could be any reason, or the template name is wrong or something. Then you don't want anybody to use this template until you make the correction. This method will work. You make it as an inactive and click on new version. So the older version will not be available. Suppose you are okay with the template, but you are making a progress and you're just making additional enhancement to this template. Till that enhancements are published, you want to allow them to use it. Then you can simply create a new version from the active version. So I will reactivate. For example, now it is active. When I create a new version, the older version will be available until I publish the new version. If I inactivate, the older version is not available until I make a publish. So I'm going to create a new version. So here I am doing two changes. One is I am going to remove this condition. Now I want this to be available for any project by going to the edit properties, or I can directly change from here to none. No condition. Now it is available for any project anybody is creating. They can able to create it. It does not valid for production or QA. You can test by creating multiple questions also. What is that probably we can add? The sourcing value is greater than 100,000. You can test all those things, or you can create and select it for commodity. Maybe you can select for the commodity or you can select for the region. So you can create a combination of a condition. Try to apply here. You can also apply multiple conditions also by selecting here. You see here any of, if there are two conditions that are there, any one matches also, it takes. The reversal of the condition is never matches. You can use all this combination. You can play around with any of the template. You create one template, play around by creating some conditions, removing conditions, etc. Now what I did, I made the changes. Now I am going to click on action and publish now. Version 2 will be available for the end users. Suppose I want to revert back. As I mentioned, you have to go to the version 1 from the version history action. Create a new version. So you are going to, instead of version 2, it's a version 1. That's it about the RFP equipment template. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.